This is Saints 4 Takeaways, sponsored by American Men Roofing.
Now, more and more in the last few weeks, I think of the 1987 Saints because the 87 Saints are the exact opposite of the 22 Saints. In 87, the NFL only played 15 games because of the player strike, and it's the year the Saints fielded their first really terrific football team. The Saints went 12-3 that season. 12-3 was the second best record in the NFC, but also the second best record in their division because Jerry Rice and the 49ers were also in the NFC West, and they were 13-2. The point is that 12-3 Saints team couldn't sniff a division championship, and they deserve to. This year's team has been given so many chances to win a weak division, and they just haven't been able to do it. And now, after this game, the season is essentially over. Now, with 5 minutes left in this game, I had so many ideas for takeaways, like the continued emergence of Rashid Shaheed. Will Lutz had a perfect night kicking. Cam Jordan just keeps getting it done, and bang, the Saints are back in the hunt. But then those 55 minutes went down the drain, so now we start the takeaways with this. The Saints finally felt the Brady burn. This was Tom Brady's 7th game against the Saints as a Buccaneer, and the Saints are still 4-3 against him. The other two Brady Buck wins were turnover induced. They weren't really his doing, but you know what? This game absolutely was. In the first 55 minutes of this game, Tom Brady's quarterback rating was a terrible 62, which is in line with the Saints' 4 wins over Brady. Then we saw the guy who is universally considered the greatest of all time. In the final 5 minutes, his quarterback rating a 124. Tom Brady clearly isn't quite the same guy he was a few years ago, but what's also clear is that he can still summon that guy. Now, at number 3, I'm actually still going to do the River Jordan. On this play, Cam Jordan rushed the passer, turned around, chased down the back who had caught the pass, and forced a fumble. It was a brilliant play in what's been another terrific season for Jordan. Number 94 has not been part of the problem this season. He is still under contract for next season, but who knows what's going to happen in this offseason. And I just wanted to take a few seconds to appreciate the guy who I think is the second best defensive player behind only Ricky Jackson in Saints history. Now, here's the math to the playoffs. It's just about over, but mathematically it is not quite over yet. Football Outsiders now puts the Saints playoff odds at 0.5%. The Bucs are now 2.5 games ahead of the Saints in the South, and Tampa Bay holds the tiebreaker edge. So to pass the Bucs, the Saints would have to run the table, get to 8-9, and the Bucs would have to lose 4 of their last 5 games. So again, not mathematically over, but definitely realistically over. And obviously the biggest question now going forward, what does this mean for the future of Dennis Allen and his staff? This was an epic collapse when the season was still savable, and yet another loss in a game in which the Saints felt like the better team, and that does not shine favorably on Allen or his coaching staff. Now, I don't know what it would take from here on out for me to say, yes, keep it together, it's going in the right direction, because right now it feels like blowing this thing up and starting over is the right thing to do. But there are 4 games to go, and I don't expect any decision on Dennis Allen's future to come until after those final 4 games. And that's my 4 takeaways from the heartbreaking loss in Tampa Bay.